All right, today we will look at what is the best approach for long-term weight loss. So to basically lose weight and maintain long-term, we will look at a few different approaches. Diet alone, diet and weight training. So diet plus weight training, diet plus weight training plus steps, lifestyle changes only, and we will finally look at when you put all together, we will compare all these 5 different approaches and see what kind of results you can get, how easy it is to maintain long term with each approach. Depending on where you are, what you want to achieve, and the time availability you have, where to start, what kind of things you can add along the way so you get the best results and easily maintain it long term. Okay, that's quite a bit to cover, so we'll get into it. So we'll start with the diet alone. I think for most people, if you are if you want to lose weight, let's say for example, you had a doctor visit, found out your blood markers are not on point, then the doctor asks you to lose some weight, but you are really busy, you don't really have much time to do exercise or increase your activity level, then this is probably a good place to start, because it doesn't take much extra time to change your diet. Yes, you might have to get a little bit organized and do your cooking, but even if you don't have the time to cook, there are a lot of options. You can order from a meal prep service, calorie and macro counted meal prep service. There are plenty of them. So this is probably an easy place to start for someone who's starting for the first time. Okay, so with the diet alone, even if you ignore weight training, activity level or steps, you'll still be able to lose some weight, at least in the beginning. Don't worry, I mean, don't get too hung up on these numbers. I know you might be able to lose a little bit more weight than this. Is just the numbers from the study, but the idea, you'll be able to lose weight in the beginning, but what we see with diet alone approach, it's very difficult to maintain that weight loss long term. You will see why that is. Actually, let's look at that. So the problem with the diet alone, you will get initial weight loss because you are only focusing on that energy reduction part of the equation. You are not really focusing on energy expenditure part through exercises or steps, activity level. You will have to eat in a unsustainably low calorie amount to maintain that weight long term. That's not practical. That's what happened to that's the problem with this approach. Most people can stick to a low calorie diet for a few weeks, but maybe a few months, but it's when you think long term, 1 year, 2 year period, it's not practical. Okay, that's a problem with that approach. And the other thing is, when you diet, essentially meaning you're in a caloric deficit, there's always a chance of losing lean mass, but that chance is significantly higher if you are not focusing on weight training. If you're not doing weight training, you are likely to lose some lean mass, or you can lose the lean mass you have. Okay, so when you lose lean mass, your basal metabolic rate or the resting metabolic rate will get lower as well. So in the long run, the amount of calories you'll burn or your energy expenditure at rest is going to be lower. So that's another challenge that presents. Okay. Yeah, cool. So you've probably seen this being thrown around all the time. 80% nutrition, 20% training. It's one of those things kind of annoy me a bit. Is this true? Yes, it is true to a degree, but only if your sole focus is just losing weight. Let's say someone is like in the obese category, you need to immediately lose weight to improve your health markers. You don't really care about anything else. You don't have much time to do anything else. Yeah, fair enough. In that case, nutrition is more important, probably more important than everything else. But if you want to increase your lean mass, or at least you maintain the lean mass you have and improve your body composition, training is as important as the diet. Okay. All right. Now let's look at the next approach: diet plus weight training. Cool. So now this should be obvious by now because we already talked about it before. When you add weight training, your muscle retention is higher compared to just the diet alone, and you will get a little bit more greater fat loss compared to the diet alone. 5 to 8% compared to diet alone. It's not a lot, but still something, right? And it's more sustainable. When you look at the maintenance over a long period of time, it's more sustainable compared to just the diet. Okay, so there are a few things that happens when you add weight training that make it easier to maintain that weight loss long term. When you add weight training, you can build lean mass, or at least maintain it. So your basal BMR, so basal metabolic rate, will be relatively higher. So the amount of energy you spend at rest will be higher. So that's going to make things a little bit easier. When you do weight training, you will spend energy because you spend energy with everything you do. It's not a whole lot. You don't burn a whole lot of calories during the weight training. That's burning calories or spending energy is not the main purpose of weight training, but you will still burn some calories or spend energy. That's going to add up to your energy expenditure part. So everything counts. Okay. Mentally, it's easier. We see that with research all the time. It's easier to stick to a caloric deficit or a diet when you train compared to not training. Okay. This might have happened to you in the past. I definitely have the experience. Sometimes, let's say you are eating well, you are doing training, then you get to like a really busy period. You either have a couple of weeks of really busy time at work, or you might have some if you're at uni, you can have a period that you have exams or assignments. Then you think to yourself, okay, next 2 to 3 weeks, I don't have the time to work out, but I'm just gonna stick to the diet I've been doing. So you'll 1-2 days you'll stick to the diet, then you start ordering Uber Eats and start whatever you can get your hands on. That happens all the time. It's just one of those things. It's just they go well together. When one part falls off and the other one likely to go off as well. Okay. Right. So diet plus weight training plus steps. Now the total weight loss sustained over a long period of time is much higher. The chances are now higher. You will see why that is in a minute. Okay. So I'm just going to brush over this part for now because we will look at examples in a minute. Higher activity level prevents weight regain. This is something I tell my clients all the time as well, because that's why we focus improve body composition and maintain that long term. If you don't find a way to maintain a moderate level of activity, it's going to be significantly hard to maintain that results long term. There's a high correlation between people who lose weight and maintain long term with their activity level. They almost always have a higher activity level compared to people who struggle to maintain the results long term. Yeah, this is a nice additional bonus, increased cardiovascular benefits, but that's not what we are talking about in this topic, but that's an additional bonus. Okay, so when you look at the energy expenditure composition throughout the day, most of it will come from your resting metabolic rate. So your body needs energy to just keep this machine alive and keep running and get, go through the day. And thermic effect of food, I know this is not very clear. The thermic effect of meals, meaning I'm sure most of you are familiar with this stuff because I'll talk about this stuff multiple times in the past. So when you eat food, your body spends some energy to digest and absorb it. So that's everything costs something in your body. Neat. So this is where that activity level falls into. When you do steps, that's steps falls into this non-exercise activity thermogenesis. That's the technical term. Exercise. Like I said before, you don't burn a whole lot of calories during your exercises, but still something. I mean, depending on how much, like what kind of things you do, this composition will change. Okay, this is just a rough estimate. Let's say if you're doing like 20,000-30,000 steps a day, that's going to be a significant part of this equation, because your energy expenditure through your daily activity is going to be through the roof if you are getting a lot of steps. And if you're doing a more like a high volume weight training kind of program, your energy expenditure during your training program is going to be higher compared to something low volume, more like isolation exercises kind of program. Yeah, so this is just a rough estimate, but you can get an idea what the composition looks like. Okay, now we'll take a example because this will make things more clear. So it's the same person. We will look at two different scenarios with the same person. 85 kilos because it's the same person, age 32, male. Body fat percentage 35% body fat, and so yeah, it's up until here everything is the same because it's the same person. Now we will add two different variables. We will add training. So this scenario 1, no weight training, and the activity level is quite low, only 3,000 steps a day. And in the scenario 2, 45 minutes weight training and 10,000 steps a day. Now, sorry about that. Total daily energy expenditure in scenario 1, it's 1,876 calories, and here it's 2,345. See, because we add these two variables, this one gone up quite a bit, right? Let's say now you want to create a 500 calorie deficit. So calorie deficit is still the same with both scenarios. Now, to maintain this calorie deficit in scenario 1, if you're not doing any weight training or if you're not focusing on your activity level, you will have to eat 1,376 calories. That's relatively low. But in scenario 2, you can eat 1,845 calories. Which one do you think is easier to maintain long term? I should be obvious. This is much. This is a good amount of calories. You can eat this for a long period of time if you have to lose a lot of weight. Maintaining this, you can do this for a few weeks, but doing this for a long period of time is going to be very, very difficult. This is something I tell a lot of people all the time. I get sometimes people come to me and I want to lose weight fast. Put me on a hard diet. Why do you want to be on a hard diet? That's not a good idea. You don't want to tax your willpower. The less taxing a diet on your willpower, the easier it is to stick to a long term. You want to do the easiest diet possible, okay? Not the hardest one possible. Okay, now what if you only focus on lifestyle changes and ignore everything we spoke so far? You ignore the diet or the calorie deficit. I should be specific. You don't really do anything specific to create calorie deficit. Rather than that, you just focus on making better choices, food choices, healthy choices, quote unquote. Mindful eating, getting sleep, drinking water. They are good habits. You should be doing that anyway. But if you ignore all the other areas, the weight loss you will get just from lifestyle changes it's not much. It's very, very small. This is something that I have had arguments or debates in the past, which I don't do that anymore. I don't know if you guys remember, there was a few years ago, there was this anti-diet trend that people didn't want to talk about caloric deficit or weight loss. They thought it's a bad thing. There's like, oh no, just do make lifestyle changes and you'll be okay. No, data does not really support that. You don't get, because these are so vague, and there is no specific guidelines. The results you will get from this in terms of weight loss or fat loss is small. What do you think the main reason why people give up on a program or a weight loss approach? It's a lack of results. When you feel like you're putting an effort, and if you don't see enough results to compare to that effort, people give up on things. It's just a natural thing to do. Okay, the lifestyle changes are super important to maintain weight loss long term, but it does not give you a significant weight loss when you just focus on that by itself. But when you when you add or when you combine this to everything else we discussed so far, it works magic. Okay, we'll look at that down the track. Yeah, I want to make a quick note on this. You can eat healthy, quote unquote, and still not be in a caloric deficit. Let's say you've been eating very poorly, a lot of quote unquote junk food, fast food, and you talk to someone, then it's like, okay, make healthier food choices. So instead of that, you go and get a bag of nuts, some avocados. Now, when you compare the food source, yeah, relatively nuts are healthier than eating a highly processed burger, but it's still high in calories. Okay, so food sources are important, but being in a caloric deficit is a non-negotiable if you want to lose weight. Even if the calories come from a healthier sources, you will still not lose weight if you're not in a caloric deficit. Okay, now we'll put everything together and see what happens. I think this should be this should be pretty obvious by now. This is the most effective approach in terms of long term for both losing more weight or losing more fat, maintaining lean muscle mass, and also to maintain that body composition over time. You get more weight loss and you can maintain it longer. Improve body composition and muscle retention, because weight training is there. Yeah, you need to hit your protein target as well to maintain lean muscle mass long term. Lower risk of weight gain, that mainly from this part. Okay. Best long-term adherence rate when you add lifestyle changes as well. Here's the thing, I mean, lifestyle changes, things like sleep, that affects your decision making. We see that in research. When you have poor sleep, next day you don't have to wait too long. Like even one night of bad sleep or poor sleep, lack of sleep, poor sleep quality, they both affect your decision making on the next day. You are more likely to crave for high calorie dense food, high salty, high sugary kind of food. Your activity level it's going to go down because you feel lethargic even without you thinking. So lifestyle changes are super important in the long run. When you drink more water during the day, you are less likely to feel hungry. You are more hydrated, you can get better workouts done. So these things are important. They contribute a lot when you put everything together. but when by itself, it's not as effective compared to other methods. Okay, that's the point I want to make. A good weight loss program should focus on building habits that cover all these areas. Okay, so we'll just do a quick recap. Diet alone leads to initial weight loss, but has a high risk of weight regain. Adding exercise, especially resistance training, enhance muscle retention and fat loss. Including daily steps, increase energy expenditure, burn more calories, improve cardiovascular and metabolic health. Lifestyle changes makes long-term adherence and maintenance easier. A combination of approaches is the most sustainable. So the practical application, like I said before, if you are super busy, but you need to lose some weight to improve your health markers right away, and you don't have much time to spend, diet is probably a good place to start. Then you can start incorporating weight training steps and lifestyle changes along the way. Cool. That's it for this topic, guys. I hope that was helpful, and I'll see you guys in another video.